Good morning and sliding into afternoon. Judy Allan here with Adventurous Stamping, and today it's all about speed, right? We have no more time left, and it's about how can we still make cards. And I'm going to show you how we can do that. We did this on Sunday with my group. We made 8 cards in less than 2 hours. I actually did it in almost an hour. So there you go. We're going to make 4 today in about 30 minutes. So hold on your seat. We're starting off with a 4x6 inch leftover pieces. I'm going to show you what we're talking about, all right? So let's go down the hands and let me show you, because it's about creating, sharing, and giving. Let's see here. I got another note from my techie. Whoop, whoop. So, all right. So this is giving you an idea of what we made on Sunday evening with my group. All right, so we're going to do this here, and I'm going to show you sort of what we're looking at, right? Because Christmas is on Sunday. If you're like me, we do gifts on Saturday, Christmas Eve. This is what I got in leftover paper, and this is it, right, out of my stash. So I try to use what I've got. And so some shortcuts is, if you look on the back, it tells you the colors that this coordinates with. Now I'll get the camera for you. This particular paper coordinated with Garden Green, Pool Party, Real Red, and let's see if I can see that better than you, Sweet Sorbet. Can't see it too good on camera. It looks a little blurry. All right, so those are the hints. This, for us, we did this on Sunday, is I just went with white most of the stuff, all right? Because basic white can go with just about everything. So all I'm doing is I took a 4x6, and you can see that this is 4 inches. Here's the back side, so I'll use the back side for something else, but this is all about, we need gift cards, we're giving presents, and I know I've got gift cards as well as Christmas cards with some of my gifts for people. Or I've also used some of them to put in, as a gift card holder, or also might be a check, or just a message, right? And see, that looks like I got that off center there, so let me do it on this side and come back and trim it later. All right, so this is all we're doing. We're just making quick, easy cards. This is just pretty like it is, and I've already pre-stamped my Merry Christmas. So if you want to see what I did on the other one here, so in this particular case, it's going to depend on, this is striped paper, how I want my stripes to go. So if I want my stripes to go like I did on this one that I created on Sunday, then I'm going to have to turn this a little bit, okay? So what I did with this here, because I've got a lot of more white than I wanted on this one, so all I'm going to do is take this, and I've got a handy dandy sponge from the Paper Pumpkin, and I'm just going to do the edges here. And you'll just have to excuse any background noises, because this is a house, right? And I am not the Lone Ranger. The dog is not the Lone Ranger. And there we go. We just color the edges. And you know what? Because we're in the need for speed and we plan on creating all these cards for you in 30 minutes, we're not using dimensionals. All we're using is adhesive as soon as I get it going. Just put a new one in. And then we're just going to add some bling and we're going to be done. All right? So it's just about what can I make that's going to be really pretty and simple, and get it out the door knowing I am down to the wire. If you're like me, I still have presents to wrap. I have still presents coming in through our delivery systems that we have right out there that we can call and have things delivered instead of having to go out. So here we go. Card number 1. And this is the one we did on Sunday. And if you're out there, please be sure to say hello. That's right, we do giveaways and all that. All right, so this one here is nothing more than a leftover. This is the last piece I have. This is going to be a 3x6 on this particular paper. It was actually, the design was repeated every 3 inches. So all we're going to do with this is I'm going to cut off that extra. And you know what? If you don't have your scoring handy or anything else, we can just grab out the scissors. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this out, and then we can trim that off. But look at the back. So we're not going to give that up. We're going to use this, though, right? So let me get my trimmer out. I think that's the only one. There's one more I might have saved just to show you, because it was a 3x6. So if you ever want to check it, here's the 3 inches to show you. And then here was the 6, and it had like 4 rows of it. So all I do is cut it across, and I'm going to get this down to 5 1/4 to go across my card. And then I'm going to have this little bit left over. And you can do this with any card. Now this particular one, it's because it's tiny, I'm just going to cut it in half. So this is only 3/4 of an inch, and I'm not going to sit up there and measure to see exactly what is half of 3/4 of an inch. But what I am going to do, and here's a tip for you, including to what I showed you how to tell it by colors, is I just sort of eyeballed what was the center. And I put it right here, and I used a Post-it note, okay? So when I use real skinny pieces like that, I do that. The other is I move my cutting blade here and cut this way. Because if not, if I do it on small pieces, sometimes it wants to catch there. And so that way, it makes it right there. Okay? So we're going to put this down. I'll put this out of the way. And we'll move along. So this is going to be card number 2. Because this has white space on it, so I can stamp directly on it. Now, on Sunday, when my group and I were creating together, I didn't stamp right. And so I had to go be creative. So we'll see if this works or not today. All right, so I cut that a little bit short. I did cut that short. I don't know how I did that, but that's okay. We're going to work with it, right? We're not going to abandon it. We're just going to work with it. So I cut that a little short than I did the other day because I did it all the way across, and I'm not sure I did that. Oh, you know what? I should have done 5 1/2 because this is 5 1/2, and lots of times we cut down to 5 1/4, so that's why I did that. Okay, that's just out of habit, but that's okay. So I'm going to take the leftover pieces here because I like them, and I think they're very pretty, and I think they're a nice accent, and I'm just going to put them at the top and bottom, all right? So that's why I got a little bit more than, let me just move this closer. These are small pieces, and I just don't want to get tape on my area I'm working on, so silicone mat will get the brunt of all that. So I'm just going to center this above, just give it an accent piece there, and then I'm just going to center it at the bottom. And it's just a good way to use up the scraps, right? Because other than that, I'll most likely throw them away. But that's pretty paper, so and it's a great accent, so it's just a great way to use it. Not all paper can you flip it over and it coordinates real nice like that, but a lot of it does. All right, so I'm looking for an area to stamp my sentiment, and it's going to be 'Tis the Season, and I may not have the space. I had the white space on Sunday. I'm going to try right there. If that doesn't work, then we'll trim it from there, okay? All right. Yes, we do. We do giveaways from time to time. So, yep, by leaving a comment, emoji, or something, it lets us know you're there. And that's how we do it. We just put it on Wheel of Names and let it spin. It's all done on the internet, right? Don't even have to have the app anymore. All right, so there's my 'Tis the Season that I stamped right there. So all I'm going to do is add a little bling, and I've got my card. All right, so I'm going to use the same bling. In this particular case, most of my bling goes with everything. Just happens because I use this. These are actually, the same paper. So I just put some around, right? I put some on the present because as you're wrapping presents, we always have bling or ribbons. And then from there, I just sort of spread it out, right? So I can put it out here. We're just using odd numbers, though. Spread it out there. So I just got some bling going on there, right? If you want to add more, I even think I added some. I'm not going to pull and see where I added it to. But just spread it out if you want to, all right? All right, main thing is we do it in odd numbers. So there's card number 2. All right, let's going to keep on moving. Card number 3. Again, I just wanted to show you how we're using the leftover pieces. I'm trying to see where my Merry Christmas is for this one. All right, so it's folded in half. This is 8 1/2 by 11 paper that's been cut in half on the long side at 5 1/2. And like I said, we're using, that one's got, let me get that off again. I got that really off. Okay. So one thing about just folding versus scoring is that it's more forgiving, and if it doesn't look forgiving on one side, just flip it over and make it the back. All right, so this is the 4x6, and I'm going to do it like this, and I got to cut it down to, this time I'm going to do it at 5 1/2, all right? So we'll do it correctly this time, knowing that the length is But it is true. Most of the stuff when we cut down and put on the front of a card, we take 1/4 of an inch off. But this particular case, I'm going to go ahead and run this across. And I'll have this left over that I can use, right? I can use it on something. So I'm going to use this at the moment. So yes, many a times we have to put tape over beautiful paper to have the other side that has beautiful paper that we may want to use. It's okay. It'll still be there. Just want to see. Alright, we can get that aside. So here, we're going to get this down. Just like I said, this is just our 4x6. I cut down to 5.5, so it gives me a half 4 by, what's that, 5.5, so yeah, 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch is still nice, a nice size to work with. Alright, so this is leftover, as you can see, and I'm just trying to use up my leftover pieces. I'm just going to put this down. Let me see if I need to trim that any. If I do, I'll do it with my scissors. Nope, it looks good. Alright, so I have a tag for this one too. So my tags were all made out of scraps. I have a lot of 1.5 by 12 inch pieces of paper that are scraps because when we use dark colored cardstock, we use the white on the inside. So it leaves me with a lot of, and that's a 4 by 5.25 on the inside that we'll use. So it leaves 1.5 of a 12 inch paper left. So that's where I sit there and stamped my Merry Christmases from. So this one's fine with me like this. So I'm just going to take this here because it's like, at least got a lot of red behind it. And I don't know about you, but I always usually have some cardstock cut, usually, especially in white. I'm just going to raise this one just a little bit like that because I can, right? It just gives a little bit different look. And then we'll put the bling on here. So I'm just trying to show you how you can make really pretty cards and sit there and get it done quickly. Especially if you use 4x6 paper, right? If you're using 4x6 paper, the reason why that's much easier is because you're basically using that, except for the part that you trim off. Okay, I'll make sure I didn't have anything left there. And that's why. And it is really sweet when the back of the paper, when you flip over, it makes it really nice. But in this particular case, it doesn't matter. I still, well, let's see, I didn't get that off. It doesn't matter because in this particular case, everything white, you're going to have scraps left over and it comes from the same stuff, so everything really matches. So what happened is I had something stuck to me, didn't realize it. And there's that other one that I was looking for. Okay, so here we got another card done, and I have bling on my finger now. Whoop, whoop. All right, so here's the next and fourth card that we're going to make. This one I used what was left over in my scraps from this particular paper. This is the Storybook Gnomes. And I had this left over. I have some of this, and I'll make some more of these because I didn't do this when we did it on the weekend because when we were with my group, I had everybody just bring what they had, what was in their stash pile, that we could sit there and just make some quick and easy cards. And I had them use basically the white because basic white will go with most things. Not, you know, some things will go better. But, okay, so see, I actually cut this one down to, so I did the same thing. I said I did it at 5.25 instead of 5.5, but it's okay. We're not going to sweat the small stuff. That's small stuff. Because on my coordinating blue that's in this packet that I had left as scraps, can either go straight across the whole thing or I might have to trim it down. It doesn't matter, right? It's about just making some beautiful quick cards. And I just want to show you because, let's see if these are the same size. No. So, it's all about what do you like. Yeah, they are the same size. Sometimes it doesn't look like. These are 1 inch leftover strips. So this one here would go perfectly right here. And then this one will go just a little bit shorter. Okay, so since I actually cut this a little bit shorter here, I think I'm going to stick with this here. The shorter one. And I'll tell you this is a 1 by 4 inch. So again, it's just been cut off, left over from something else. And I'm just going to put it right over here. So I'm going to have it come over to the edge right here. Alright? It's going to be a different look than I did anything else, but that's okay. You can use the same paper and everything you do and make it look just a little different, so everybody has their own unique gift card, Christmas card, whatever you're doing. Because I have like about 3 Christmas cards that I got from people that I didn't know I was going to get them, and I didn't have their address, so I have to send them out. So I'm just going to put this right here, and I actually have this extra little gnome that I'm going to put it right up here, okay? So again, it's just going to give a little bit of color, and you can see I actually stamped on the back of this and had an opportunity there for creativity. So yeah, flipped it over and re-stamped it in blue. And the only people that are going to know that is anyone who watches the video. They will know. If you're not watching the video, you will not know. Okay, so we're just going to do it like this. And I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to use dimensionals. I'm just using tape because it's the need to get some quick cards done so I can put them with some gifts as well as with getting them out in the mail. So for this here, all I'm going to do is add some bling. I'm going to add a little bit different bling because this has got the blue in it and all. So I'm just going to add some, I'm going to add this blue here. Get 3 of them on here. So see, you can see how I've quickly made all these cards real quick, 4 cards. So I could easily, we're only at 16 minutes. So if I had brought my other scrap stuff up, I could have easily made 4 more cards. So you can see that if you've at least got your stuff cut 4x6 or 4x4, 5 and a half is what you want, that you can easily whip out some Christmas cards very quickly. So looky there. We got 4 different Christmas cards, all from our stash of stuff that we have left. And we didn't put anything on dimensionals. We just basically got it stamped, add some bling, use the paper. So there you go. It's just quick and easy. Quick and easy. Easily, that's when you see why we can easily make 8 cards in 1 hour. Actually more than that. So with that, I hope you enjoy that, because you know what? That's what we want to do. We want to create, share, and give, right? That's what it's all about. So there you go. There's no reason why I can't do it, because that did not take very long, and it helped us to use our stash file, all right? And our scraps of all that beautiful paper. Use it, right? We're going to use it up. So with that, be blessed. Go out there and create, share, and give. Make sure you're giving a Christmas card. You can also give a gift card, just a card where you write a nice message. That's what I've done with several of mine. I've given people gifts. I've made a card, and I've actually written a note to go with it. Even though I sent them a Christmas card, I actually made a card to go with their package as well, too. So be blessed. Look forward to seeing you next week with Keep It Simple or Step It Up. Judy Allan here, San Antonio, Texas. Look forward to seeing you next time on Adventurous Stamping. Bye.